Reef. Just finished another week at work, heading back to Nanaimo tonight, meeting up with my family. Tomorrow morning I'm heading out to the west coast of Vancouver Island. I'm meeting up with Trevor out there. He's flying his helicopter from Boundary Bay. I'm gonna pick him up, we'll go dive, and then I'm gonna drop him off after. We're also gonna meet up with Ashraf and Heidi out there, and I'm driving out there with Natasha and her husband. So yeah, it's gonna be wicked time, doing some spearfishing, some harvesting. Gonna hopefully grab some bivalves, some mussels. They're open in the area. Haven't had mussels since 2019 in the summertime, so they're delicious. Gonna bring some home. Monday, no plans during the day, but during the night, I'm gonna go for a dive. Gonna hit up Nuneaus Bay. Haven't done a night dive out there yet, so I'm excited. That's gonna be fun too. And then Tuesday is up in the air. Got no plans. Probably hit up a beach and spend some time with the kids and wife. Maybe go to the river or something, but we'll see. Excited to be here. It's a beautiful morning, time to get rolling. I only had to drive 2 minutes down the road to pick Natasha and her husband up. We loaded up the van and made the long drive out. It's nice to be able to carpool again. Time flies when you're traveling with good people. Everything goes my way when I want it to. That was a nice scenic drive out here. Trevor unfortunately couldn't land due to the fog, so he's not going to join us today. Actually, that's a lie. He might join us today if he can get out here. He's going to hike down, but yeah, we don't expect to see him. Too bad. But we're going to hike down to the shore and jump in the water pretty quickly here. Oh, just made it. It's been over a year since I've been at this spot. Last time I was here, my buddy shot a nice lingcod, got some rockfish. I think all of us got our limit. Saw a Puget Sound king crab here. It was a female, I couldn't take it home, but they're still in the area. Yeah, this is great. Another shore crab. A lot of diversity just right at the shoreline. But never when to stay and when to go. The conditions were flat calm, and we entered the water right at slack. Unfortunately, the conditions did a solid 180. Soon after we jumped in, the current started ripping, the visibility deteriorated, and the swell picked up. This made hunting quite difficult. After a solid attempt, but coming up short-handed, I figured I'd at least capture some of the underwater scenery from this area, as each spot is unique and beautiful in its own way. I can't see myself ever getting tired of doing this stuff. Starfish can regrow their limbs. This guy has seen some tough times. While swimming into the shore, and slightly disappointed with how the dive went, something caught my eye amongst the kelp. It was an elusive, psychedelic, punk rock greenling. They inhabit rocky coastline that gets pounded by waves and current, so not areas that are typically accessible by recreational divers. They are incredibly flamboyant and colorful, not a fish that you would expect to see in our waters. Rock greenling are in the same family as kelp greenling, painted greenling, and believe it or not, the lingcod. It's funny how things can change with the blink of an eye. 1 second, I was feeling bummed out, and the next, I was face to face with one of the most beautiful fish in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, the visibility wasn't great. It's kind of cold out here, foggy, but had an awesome time. Yeah. So happy I saw that rock greenling. Highlight of the year, I think. Ashraf and Heidi did all right on the fishing front. After the dive, Ashraf and I hiked down the shoreline to grab some mussels. All this lava stone is stunningly gorgeous, but can be challenging to navigate. However, the challenge is what makes harvesting your own food such a rewarding process. So I didn't have any luck harvesting. I saw a black rockfish I wanted to shoot, but I missed it. Other than that, nothing worth taking home. I did see a rock greenling. I was super excited on that. I've been wanting to scratch that off my top list for a while. Finally can do so, and I got some good footage of it too. They're the most beautiful fish in our waters, in my opinion. No fish, but I'm gonna harvest some mussels, bring some home. We're open in this area. The area I'm in generally stays cooler, so these mussels would have been protected during that heat wave. They're open here, so that's all that matters. So yeah, I still get to bring some seafood home. Yay. For your safety, ensure you check the regulations before you go and harvest, as they can change day by day. There are many illnesses you can receive from tainted shellfish that can be both life-altering and life-threatening. A friend of mine and fellow YouTuber with Washington Fish Quest put together a video to highlight why it's so important to not harvest blindly. I'll leave that video link in the description. Did you miss Daddy? Gaga. Did you miss me? Yeah, it was like 3 days. You never saw me. No, it was even 4 days. How about Reefy? Reefy was home with me though. Alright, got a pretty nice haul. Our first step is to clean all the debris off these mussels. Give them a scrub, and then we'll proceed to step 2. My wife deserves most of the credit for this one. Typically, I do the harvesting and prep work, but she works the magic in the kitchen. We found a recipe off the internet which turned out great. The ingredients included onions, minced garlic, diced tomatoes, dry white wine, kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper, and of course, fresh mussels out of the Pacific Ocean.
Here she comes, she is stabbing on lightning.
We boiled up the ingredients in a stew-like fashion and dumped the mussels in to cook and absorb the flavor.
She says, don't fret for me, I will not fall, I'll carry.
If you're looking for a recipe for cooking mussels, this would be the one to try. I'll leave a link for that too.
By the watermelon trees and the picking purple seas, by the sunlight seeds and the sugarberry bees, by the water.
Another stunning morning here in Nanaimo. I got a plan in motion. My wife, kids, and I are heading out to Campbell River. My wife, she's gonna hang out with a friend for a bit. We're gonna walk around Campbell River, explore, and around slack tide, around 1 o'clock, I'm gonna jump into the water at Argonaut Wharf. It's a popular scuba diving spot. No spearfishing allowed there, but I'm just gonna explore. And then later tonight, I'm gonna go back out with Natasha and her husband. We're doing a night dive out in the Neuse, so we're moving forward with that plan too. Really excited for that night dive, really excited for Argonaut. Campbell River usually has some good visibility, so gonna be an exciting day. Campbell River is also a long drive from Nanaimo, but it's also worth it in every which way.
Hi, Bud. Hi, Bud. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, it's an ant.
Ah, look! Whoa.
So I'm here at Argonaut Wharf. It's a very popular dive spot. My buddy Malik, he just moved to Campbell River, so I called him last second, and he's gonna join me, so won't be out here solo, which is ideal. Looks like a pretty neat area. That's a bit exposed to current. Visibility, hard to tell, but from here it looks workable. I came here on a low tide, low slack. Probably be better on a high tide, high slack. Either way, and jump in and see what it's all about. What's up, man? How you been? Good. Little pound there. I'm trying to be resourceful here. So I got this as my selfie stick today. I took the shaft off though. That way I'm not gonna anger anybody. So yeah, just letting you know, I'm not spearfishing here. No intention of it. I'm just here to enjoy the life. When I was entering the water, my gut was telling me I was in for a letdown. That feeling immediately changed when my mask hit the water. I soon realized I was in for something special. These kinds of conditions are like hitting the freediving jackpot. If you want to know what it's like to fly, put on a wetsuit and hold your breath. Anyone know what type of crab this is? People often confuse quillback and copper rockfish with each other, so here's a little side-by-side comparison. I'm stoked that Malik made the move to the island. I'm sure we'll be getting out lots. Alex spotted me on this little swim through. We both ensured there was no life to disturb before making the attempt. Fortunately for me, I made it through. This spot was truly spectacular. If I wasn't holding my breath, my mouth would be open the entire time in awe. Like the flick of a switch, the current started ripping and we had to call it. All good though, my heart was content. That was a sweet dive. Thanks Malik for joining. Oh man, that was awesome. Honestly, for freediving spots, 10 out of 10. Super shallow, lots to see, great visibility. I'll be back here for sure. Time for some ice cream. Hey Zayla, we're gonna get you a gargantuan kid-size ice cream.
Bye.
If you ever find yourself in Campbell River, ensure you hit up the ice cream joint on the pier. They sure hook it up. I've yet to determine whether that's a good thing or bad thing though. I know Sailor's not complaining, but boy, is she ever energetic afterwards. Fun times. So we're going to the aquarium here in Campbell River. We hit aquariums up in every little town we go to. It's a small one, but looks pretty fun. So far locally, my wife and I have visited the Vancouver Aquarium, Sydney Aquarium, Euclid Aquarium, and Port Renfrew Aquarium. Abroad, the Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto, Seaside Aquarium in Oregon, and Bermuda Aquarium in my wife's home country of Bermuda. Although we are not a fan of keeping wildlife in captivity, we do appreciate the valuable research that is obtained as a result, and how places like this inspire children to create the change we want to see in this world. Plus, many of these places are all catch and release, and all the marine life eventually makes its way back to the ocean. After the aquarium, we walked around downtown Campbell River. The entire community takes inspiration from the ocean. It's hard not to go anywhere without being reminded of the amazing ecosystem that sits just below the tide line. I don't know about you, but I'd be stoked to have this mural on the front of my home. We eventually made it back to Nanaimo and took the kids down to Brennan Lake to cool off. It was a hot day. Some family time in the water is exactly what we all needed.
Go. 2,000 feet, into the ag, 47 degrees, roger.
Love speaks, dreams, sings.
So it's already been a long 2 days, but just got here to New Bay. We're gonna do a night dive. Beautiful night tonight. A little bit of wind, but still calm conditions. Current is gonna cooperate too. Minimal exchange. Yeah, this is great. I'm also really stoked to try out the Green Sea Light, the 2500 on a night dive. I haven't done that yet. I'm sure it's gonna be nice and bright. 2500 lumens. If you haven't already, check out those lights. Keon, my dive buddy, and I are manufacturing and selling them. You know, if you get one, you won't be disappointed. I love this spot during the daytime. It's gonna be even better during the night. Time will tell. We'll see how this goes. Pretty excited, tired, but you know, it's probably the last one of this trip until next weekend, maybe. We made sure to get there early to catch the sun go down. The sun just set at 9:20, so we're gonna start gearing up. I read on the internet anywhere between 70 and 100 hours after sunset is when it's completely dark. We're not gonna wait that long, but hey, we'll be out there once it's completely dark. Hopefully that bioluminescent algae is gonna be in the water too. Get to light up the ocean like the stars. The bioluminescent algae is seasonal and typically only experienced in the warmer months, and it's only visible in the dark once the sun goes down. While doing a night dive, I can't help but wonder if fish look at us as some sort of unidentified floating object. We're basically a big spaceship beaming a high-powered ray of light to the marine life below. An out-of-waterly experience for the fish, I'm sure. I was getting some funky shadows from my GoPro. My night filming needs some practice. I love how night dives really make the colors on the reef pop. I dove this spot countless times, but it felt like a first on this one. Just look at all the colors, amazing stuff. While we were out there, the current started shredding. Despite the small forecasted exchange, it was the fastest moving water we had all experienced at this location. That, combined with darkness, left us with no other option than to retreat to a more shallow and protected area, which was no big deal, as there was still a lot to see. As I was coming back to shore, I ran into this little group of hilarious baitfish. They reminded me of moths flying into a light bulb. Lucky for them, I was not a predator, as they would have made for some easy prey. Let's get back home from that night dive. That was a pretty good time out there. The current was shredding though. It was a lot stronger than we were anticipating. So with the sun going down, a bit of swell from the wind and current just made the conditions a bit of a challenge. We dived down there about 10, 11 meters, and at that point we're already out of breath after finding the spot, and then we'd have to go back to the surface. As a result, we kept in the shallower areas. Still saw some cool life. A highlight was when I came back to shore. All these small little minnows, a big school of them, just kept darting right into me. I think they were attracted by the light. That was pretty fun. Yeah, regardless, still a good time in the water. More night dives, definitely in the future. Just have to plan the conditions out a bit better. Are you excited that we're gonna go to Drip Coffee in Departure Bay? I hear it's a good spot for muffins and some coffee. I think we're gonna go to the beach here too, Selah. You cool with that? We're gonna go to the beach?
Banana muffin. Awesome, thank you so much. Have a great one.
Thank you. Let's drink.
I don't know yet.
What type of muffin is that, Jess?
Banana, Nutella, hazelnut or something.
Oh wow.
We could see that.
I got my morning glory. Some coconut in there, some carrot in there. You gonna share that, Selah? Could I have some?
Yeah.
No? What's it? How was it?
Well, she hasn't stopped drinking yet, so it must be pretty good.
What?
No, this one's coffee, not for babies.
So that island there across from Departure Bay is Newcastle. I dove over there last summer. I got a video on my channel. Right at the point, it turns into a conservation area. However, fishing around Newcastle, not really productive. Some alright dive spots. I forget the name of this island over here, but that is also a conservation area. I like to dive around it maybe in the wintertime. It's probably accessible from shore, just have to swim over. Also, the point over there looks like it'd be alright. So many areas to check out. So much time. Make it there eventually. We're so excited for what the future has in store. Lately, it keeps getting better and better. And I don't take a moment of that for granted. We had a lazy day. I washed my vehicle and I skated down to the lake for a quick dip. I didn't expect to see much, but I brought my GoPro just in case. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I found some trash, no shocker there, but I also spotted a cell phone. Not too much down there besides trash, but on the first dive I found this phone. Appears to be an iPhone. I'll have to hit up Aquatic Monkey Clayton and ask him what the process is to find the owner. I don't have an iPhone, so I don't even have the means to charge it. But yeah, it'd be cool if we can reunite it to whoever owns it and whoever lost it. Totally forgot my wife has an iPhone, so I'm gonna try it out now. I talked to Clayton, Aquatic Monkey. He said these phones are tanks and I should just be able to plug it in, and if it works, it works. If not, then sorry to the owner, you might not get your phone back. Moment of truth. Oh, okay, we will come back. Wait, round two. Gave it, oh, it turned automatically. I gave it about a half hour. It's a nice fish on the screen. Emergency? Try emergency sometimes. I'll have to take the SIM card out.
Put it in my phone?
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Alright, so what are the chances of this? So I just put in a random number. I'm gonna hide the password, but I'm just gonna put it in there. Oh, I didn't hide it. Anyways, yeah, I guessed the password of the guy. No, you should probably get a better password than that. Hopefully that's not the same one for your credit card.
It looks like.
Campbell River. Hopefully we get your phone back. It looks like it's working. It's pretty funny. Guessed your password. I went through the phone's contacts and eventually got in touch with the owner's mom. They live in Campbell River, so I left the phone with my stepmom to hand over to them for pickup. I'm happy it made it back to the owner, but seriously, dude, change your password. Yeah, it's been a blast, but we got a ferry coming pretty soon. So we're gonna be bailing here. Next weekend I get my COVID-19 vaccination. So I don't think I'll be back here for another couple weeks. But from there, we will be moving into our place. I got 10 days off around that period too. So obviously a lot of good trips and travel will happen. But can't wait. Alright, signing off. Peace and love, everybody. Hopefully enjoyed this episode.